So much to follow in what you say, bro. The Prophet ﷺ told us in that hadith, the famous one, that I fear that the nations will gather together and take from you and rip you apart the way animals do at a gathering, right? And the Sahaba, what they said, the Sahaba think we only can lose because of numbers.
Meaning that they're ready to do something.
Yeah, the Sahaba always left what they're people of action, iman wal amal.
Yeah.
But he said, you're going to be like the filth, the scum of the floodwater, the stuff that floats over the top. It's useless. And what is it? What's the reason? What has happened to you? And ultimately, حُبُّ الدُّنْيَا وَكَرَاهِيَةُ الْمَوْتِ. That's ultimately what the hadith ends with. That you love life, you love the dunya, and you hate to die. You think that this life is forever. And you're going to live this life as if it's forever, as if the akhirah doesn't even exist. And if you work like that, you could be billions in number, but you'll be the most humiliated. Because you can claim to be, we all have the visage of Islam, right? We look like Muslims, we talk the Muslim talk, and who's prepared? Name me one prophet, not just one prophet, who didn't go through massive trials. And if those trials and the stories of those prophets were not in the Quran, how could Islam even have been established? And yet we claim to be the followers of those Rusul and Anbiya and the Sahaba and the Ulama, who also all went through every madhab you can think of. The leader of every madhab and beyond went through trial after trial after trial. Our history is filled with أَمْ حَسِبْتُمْ أَن تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. Do you think that you're going to enter Jannah, not that the test that came to those before you will not come to you? مَسَّأْتُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ وَالزُّلْزِلُ. They were touched by harm and tribulation until there was like an earthquake underneath them. حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله. SubhanAllah, even the Prophet and those who believe with him say, when will the help of Allah come? And I remember, SubhanAllah, wallahi, we used to make that dua. Oh Allah, when is your help coming? When is your help coming? And brothers, we used to remind us, that those who were knowledgeable amongst us, Ala inna nasrullahi qareeb. There's a brother, his name is Faiz al-Kandari, Sheikh Faiz al-Kandari, a beautiful, one of the best brothers that came out of Guantanamo. He's one of the ulama of Guantanamo. A very close friend of mine and Habib. SubhanAllah. He would come in Kandahar. They would make us use buckets, toilet. Like if there's 10 of us have to use the bucket for the toilet. Cover ourselves with a blanket and use it as the toilet. He would go around, and he's a talib al-ilm at that time, a sheikh, or on the way to becoming a sheikh. He would volunteer to carry those buckets of excrement. You know why? So he could walk to the other cells and say, give brothers bushra.
Allahu Akbar.
Al-faraju qareeb ya akhi. Ala inna nasrullahi qareeb. And that's when he came past my cell. I was in a terrible, terrible state of, depression. They'd strip all of us. We couldn't recognize anybody. Nobody had a beard. Nobody had a beard. And he comes along, smile, soldier on each arm, bucket of crap in each arm. And he says, Akhi, al-faraju qareeb. Say that. And look at this kind of person.
You could just translate al-faraju qareeb for us.
Al-faraj qareeb means that deliverance is near. Deliverance is near. And you know what? I was released after that by 3 years. He was released after 14 years. Wallahi, if you see him, he's a sensation in the Arab world now. Because of his suluk, the way he talks, the way he delivers, the way he talks about his family, his parents, he is a brilliant example of a Muslim. And he's a graduate, not of any of the madaris or diyar al-ulum. He is a graduate of Madrasat Yusuf alayhi salam. A graduate of the University of Yusuf, which is a prison. And